Real Estate Exam Oregon questions and answers with verified solutions.
Question 1. What is one task an unlicensed assistant working for a real estate broker in Oregon can legally perform? Option A. Negotiate contract terms. Option B. Host an open house independently. Option C. Deliver documents to a buyer. Option D. Draft counteroffers.
The correct answer is option C. Deliver documents to a buyer. Unlicensed assistants are restricted to administrative and courier tasks. They cannot perform any duties that require a real estate license, like negotiating or showing property.
Question 2. Who must have an Oregon real estate license? Option A. Anyone who takes listings from property owners expecting a commission. Option B. Anyone who charges sellers a fee for real estate marketing advice. Option C. A property owner selling their own home. Option D. An attorney acting under a power of attorney. Option E. A and B.
The correct answers are options A and B. Anyone who takes listings from property owners expecting a commission. Anyone who charges sellers a fee for real estate marketing advice. In Oregon, providing real estate services, like listing or giving marketing advice, for the expectation of a fee requires an active license.
Question 3. Which activity would require a real estate license in Oregon? Option A. Selling a personal residence. Option B. Taking a listing agreement to sell a farm. Option C. Acting as an executor of an estate. Option D. Managing your own investment property.
The correct answer is option B. Taking a listing agreement to sell a farm. Taking a listing to sell real property for another party, even agricultural land, requires a real estate license.
Question 4. Which of these does not require a real estate license in Oregon? Option A. Negotiating the sale of a commercial building. Option B. Helping a buyer and seller negotiate the sale of a mobile home that sits on leased land in a mobile home park. Option C. Collecting rent for multiple property owners for a fee. Option D. Selling timeshares.
The correct answer is option B. Helping a buyer and seller negotiate the sale of a mobile home that sits on leased land in a mobile home park. A mobile home on leased land is considered personal property, not real property, so negotiating its sale does not require a real estate license.
Question 5. Which is incorrect regarding an inactive Oregon real estate broker involved in leasing their own property under a lease option agreement? Option A. The transaction must be overseen by a principal broker. Option B. The broker must disclose their inactive license status. Option C. The broker must adhere to fair housing laws. Option D. The broker is acting as a principal in the transaction.
The correct answer is option A. The transaction must be overseen by a principal broker. When conducting a transaction for their own personal property, an inactive broker does not need oversight from a principal broker.
Question 6. If Wanda, an unlicensed assistant, discusses a property sale with a buyer, who is held accountable for this legal violation? Option A. Wanda alone. Option B. The buyer and Wanda. Option C. Both the broker who hired her, Jackson, and Jackson's supervising principal broker. Option D. Only the principal broker.
The correct answer is option C. Both the broker who hired her, Jackson, and Jackson's supervising principal broker. Brokers and their supervising principal brokers are strictly liable for the actions of their unlicensed assistants and must ensure they do not cross into licensed activities.
Question 7. There are exemptions to licensing. Which is required to be licensed? Option A. A Department of Veterans Affairs employee selling foreclosed homes. Option B. A person who, for a fee, markets rental property and collects rent. Option C. A person performing professional real estate activity under a court order. Option D. A general partner who engages in a real estate transaction for a limited partnership.
The correct answer is option B. A person who, for a fee, markets rental property and collects rent. Property management activities, marketing and collecting rent, performed for others for a fee strictly require a real estate property manager or broker license.
Question 8. The license of an active Oregon real estate broker who is associated with a principal broker. Option A. Must be renewed before the expiration date to remain active. Option B, must be displayed in the office of the principal broker under whom the broker is licensed. Option C, is permanent and does not require renewal. Option D, allows them to operate independently of the principal broker.
The correct answer is option A, must be renewed before the expiration date to remain active. Licenses must be renewed regularly, typically every 2 years, to remain active. Physical display of the license is no longer a strict requirement in many modern settings.
Question 9. With their principal broker's permission and supervision, a real estate broker could do which of the following? Option A, manage an office for 120 consecutive days. Option B, close a transaction. Option C, manage a branch office permanently. Option D, act as a principal broker.
The correct answer is option B, close a transaction. An active broker can close a transaction under the direct supervision of their principal broker, but they cannot legally manage an office.
Question 10. After a broker's agency relationship with an Oregon principal broker is terminated, the broker's license, if it is not reissued, revoked or suspended, will become an inactive license within Option A, 10 calendar days. Option B, 15 calendar days. Option C, 30 calendar days. Option D, 60 calendar days.
The correct answer is option C, 30 calendar days. If a broker leaves a principal broker, they have 30 days to associate with a new principal broker before their license is officially moved to an active status.
Question 11. At the time the seller accepts the buyer's offer, the question of the disposition of forfeited earnest money is a matter for negotiation between Option A, the buyer and the seller. Option B, the principal broker and seller. Option C, the buyer and the principal broker. Option D, the listing agent and the selling agent.
The correct answer is option B, the principal broker and seller. The listing agreement dictates how forfeited earnest money will be split between the seller and the listing principal broker.
Question 12. If the branch office of a real estate firm maintains a separate client's trust account, it must also: Option A, maintain a separate bookkeeping system. Option B, file the original copy of each listing agreement with the main office within 60 days. Option C, be managed by an unlicensed assistant. Option D, submit weekly reports to the REA.
The correct answer is option A, maintain a separate bookkeeping system. Each trust account, including those at branch offices, must have its own distinct and separate bookkeeping system to ensure accurate tracking of funds.
Question 13. If the principals agree to deposit earnest money into the principal broker's client's trust account, the principal broker can deposit the money into a federally insured interest-bearing account only if: Option A, he has written approval from the purchaser and the seller. Option B, interest earned is credited to the purchaser. Option C, the deposit is over $10,000. Option D, the transaction is commercial.
The correct answer is option A, he has written approval from the purchaser and the seller. Placing trust funds into an interest-bearing account requires the explicit, written consent of both parties, outlining exactly who receives the interest.
Question 14. A principal broker may: Option A, have trust accounts and separate bookkeeping systems for each office. Option B, place rental collections on properties owned into a personal account. Option C, commingle business funds with client trust funds. Option D, refuse to reconcile trust accounts. Option E, A and B.
The correct answers are options A and B, have trust accounts and separate bookkeeping systems for each office. Place rental collections on properties owned into a personal account. Principal brokers can maintain separate trust accounts for branch offices and can deposit rents from their own properties into personal accounts, as it is not client money.